Hello everyone, Ken here, back with another video for you today. As you may or may not know, I've worked from home as a data scientist full-time on and off for the last 4 years. With so many people being forced to work from home these days, I figured I'd give a few tips that I've learned to help you actually crush the work from home lifestyle. If you enjoy this video, please hit that like button, and if you want to see more videos like this one, please subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to be alerted when I post my next weekly video. When I first started working from home, I was not productive at all. These 5 tips helped me stick to my work, stay relaxed, and to also get my YouTube videos published amid a pretty hectic schedule. At the end of this video, I've also included a bonus 6th tip, and I think that tip will be really helpful to you if you're someone that performs better because you have your coworkers and your boss around keeping you in check. My first tip is to dedicate a place specifically for work. Early on, I'd actually work from my bed, and I found that it was all too easy to take a nap or read a book when I was in that place. When I moved my workspace into a separate location, I found an immediate burst of focus. There's some really good psychology associated with this as well. If you work in the same place every day, when you sit down in that spot, you'll be primed to start working again. If you want to take this even a step further, I'd reserve a spot where you only do work and you don't actually do any leisure activities there at all. That way you're conditioning yourself that whenever you sit down and go to that spot, you actually work. Tip 2 is to schedule your entire day, including your downtime. I do this on a whiteboard that's right next to my desk to keep me accountable and keep me focused on it. This was probably one of the biggest game changers for me. I find that when I work from home, I don't know exactly where to start, and I spend a tremendous amount of time and energy that morning figuring out what I'm supposed to do. If you schedule your whole day, you just sit down and do it, you've basically written out directions for yourself that you just have to follow. You know, the mental energy of, figuring out what you do as you go is not there, and you don't have to worry about that expenditure. I also recommend scheduling your breaks and your downtime. When we're working from home, this is where I find that my day can start spiraling out of control. At work, it looks bad if you're surfing the internet for an hour, but at home, no one will really know. So if you schedule your breaks, you can still do these leisure activities, but you put a firm cap on the amount of time that you spend. A lot of times I found that I would take breaks and I wouldn't schedule them, and I'd be like, oh, I'm only going to do it for 5 minutes. And then I look up and I've been scrolling Instagram for 3 hours. If you really put firm caps on your break time, you can prevent this from happening, and you can prevent your break time or your day from getting away from you. My third tip is to keep your phone in another room. This may not be possible for you if your work requires you to take a lot of calls, but this was a huge productivity booster for me. I found that I was spending a significant amount of time scrolling through Twitter and Instagram on my phone, and I felt a pressing need to check notifications if it was anywhere near me. Some research, which I've actually linked below, suggests that the mere presence of a phone, within the same room as you can significantly decrease brain activity, which is not what you want when you're trying to work. My fourth tip is to take some time to actually just do nothing. One of the best benefits of working from home is that you can choose how you spend your break times. This can be a good thing, but also a really bad thing. A lot of the time you'll want to surf the internet or scroll social media, and I find that these are the worst possible activities for keeping me in a good mental state. I recommend going for a walk, taking a nap, or meditating, or just kind of sitting there during your breaks, or at least one of your breaks. Activities like these actually help recharge you, whereas social media actually depletes your attention. Alright, my 5th tip is to have a firm stop and start time to your day. When you're working from home, it can be easy to let your job pour into your personal life. I know that I'm super guilty of this. If you always feel the stress of work, it can be extremely unsettling and awful for you. I recommend setting boundaries for yourself and your coworkers around when you're working. Set drop-dead times of when you start and when you actually clock out of your job. Now on to number 6, the bonus tip. So I would try putting yourself on video when you work. This may seem really strange, but there's reasonable psychology to it. So if you have the impression that you're being watched, your behavior actually changes. If you need to have coworkers or a boss around to keep you from goofing off, this could be especially powerful for you. A few different studies have validated this concept. The presence of cameras or even pictures of eyes or faces on walls causes customers to tip more, and it also causes employees to increase the number of hours that they put in. This is a nice way of just tricking yourself to be more productive, to actually focus a bit more, just because you have that little feeling of someone watching you. I hope that these tips help to acclimate you to the work from home life. It can be extremely difficult at first, but learning how to be productive from home can pay huge dividends in this new world that we're living in. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys stay healthy and safe, and good luck with this new work from home life.